Hi everyone, the Bark is here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome once again to another flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope everyone is doing well. We are here in Boston, Massachusetts, right in front of the Signature Flight Support FBO at the Boston Logan International Airport. Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra, Bravo Oscar Sierra. General Edward Lawrence Logan International Airport, also known as Boston Logan International Airport, but commonly known as Boston Logan, Logan Airport, or simply Logan, is an international airport that is located mostly in East Boston and partially in Winthrop, Massachusetts. It opened in 1923 and covers 2,384 acres, that is 965 hectares, has 6 runways and 4 passenger terminals, and employs an estimated 16,000 people. Boston Logan International Airport is the largest airport in both the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the New England region in terms of passenger volume and cargo handling, as well as the busiest airport in northeastern United States outside the New York metropolitan area. And today we're going to be flying to Tampa, Florida. Kilo Tango Papa Alpha, or Tango Papa Alpha, Tampa International Airport. This is an international airport 6 miles, that is 9.7 kilometers west of downtown Tampa in Hillsborough County, Florida, United States. The airport is publicly owned by Hillsborough County Aviation Authority, HCAA. Tampa International Airport serves 93 non-stop destinations throughout North America, Central America, the Caribbean, and Europe across multiple carriers. The airport was called Drewfield Municipal Airport until 1952. And today we are going to be flying 4 VIPs to Tampa, Florida. And we're going to be flying the beautiful Cessna Citation Longitude that's parked to my right. And the registration is November 233 Charlie Lima. Due to a bug, we cannot see that registration. Hopefully in the future it will be fixed and we can see it. And look at the beautiful moonlight. It's already setting, unfortunately, but it's casting a nice reflection on the aircraft. All right, we are going to head inside the cockpit and start our avionics, and then we'll come back out to do a walk around. All right, let's head inside. It's the first flight in the morning, so we're starting cold and dark. First things first, we check our circuit breakers and make sure that they're all in. They're all in on my side, and they're all in on the co-pilot side. Next, we check the gear handle and the flaps handle. Make sure that they correspond to the actual situation outside, and that is the case. Okay. So next we turn on the standby power. I usually test it first and then turn it on so we can see it come on. And next, batteries 1 and 2. And of course we have ground, we have external power, so we can connect that. All right. Now we can turn on the interior lighting as desired. And also the flood lighting. Okay, can turn off the flashlight now. And arm the emergency lights. Turn the wing inspection, tail flood, and also turn on the safety signs. Okay. And we can just go through the pre-flight checklist. I'm gonna put the synoptics page, synoptic pages on this pane right here. So for the pre-flight, let's take a look, and everything is as expected. We have 1800 psi on the 2 oxygen tanks on each of them, and some things are pending, some are already passed, and some we need to check. 2 of them, that's the stabilizer trim and the flaps. Okay, and we know why, because those things have not been set yet. Alright, that's good. You can check the... Actually, let's just go through everything. Starting from the left, electricals. Okay, we know that the external power is on, so that's powering the electricity supply right now on the 2 buses. Of course, the bus tie is closed, so that the external power, even though it's on, if it's wired to the right bus, it can supply enough power to both buses until we start the engines. And when the APU generator starts, it will also be able to power both buses. Okay, even each generator is able to power both buses. They are intentionally isolated so that if anything happens to one side, it will not affect the other side. And just to create the redundancy and also to avoid a damage that destroys everything. Of course, this is electricity, and if everything is connected and something happens here, it's going to affect everything. So that's why it's isolated. So if anything happens to one of the engines, thereby disabling the respective generator, the other engine and the generator can supply everywhere with the bus tie. All right? Okay. I hope that wasn't too much of an explanation, but a lot of people don't know these things, and sometimes we assume too much that everybody knows it. Alright, that's that for the electricals. For the hydraulics, of course, hydraulic pumps are not running right now, so everything is the way it is. When the engines are started, the connections are gonna be established. Okay, and fuel, of course, that's self-explanatory. The fuel is not needed now, so there's nothing connected. When we turn on the APU, it's gonna draw fuel from the right tank. You can see the connection right here. All right, and our anti-ice, of course, this shows us the temperatures, and I believe if anti-ice is needed, we would know by the temperature on the respective areas of anti-ice, whether the engine or the wings. Of course, the windows are usually on by default, I believe. Okay, I might be wrong actually, but we will know by looking at this diagram here. All right, and of course bleed. Right now we don't have any bleed air, so it's just the recirculating fans that are running. I mean, it's just a recirculating fan that's running. So that's it right there. Flight controls we'll check after the engine started. Okay, pre-flight we already saw, and the summary. Okay, the summary of everything, and from here we can know quickly if anything requires our attention. All right, so we're gonna leave it here and come outside for the walk around, and when we come back we can continue. Okay, starting from the front here, all the probes are in good condition, including the pitot that's here. Wow, that pitot is painted. I wonder why. Okay, and down here, the wheel well, everything is good and clean. And looking at the taxi lights, they all seem good, and lenses are intact and clean, and nose gear is in good condition. Of course, this nose gear doesn't have any brakes, so nothing to worry here. Just the tires are well inflated and the rims are good, and all the connections are in place. Okay, and going down on the belly, everything is where they should be and in good condition. Antennas, outflow valves, light clusters like the landing lights / recognition and pulse lights, they're all on the same fixture. They're all good, and strobe / anti-collision on this fixture, it's all good. It's all LEDs. We're actually just checking the lenses, making sure that they're clean, and these ones you can see that they're in pristine condition. Okay, and of course the wing inspection light is good and it's actually on. Alright, the wing leading edge is in good condition, and the starboard navigation light is on, working, and the lens is clean. Winglet is good, and the rear side of the wing, all flight control surfaces are in good condition, as I can see. Also the fuel cap in front, saw it, it's closed and locked. Okay, we'll check the right main landing gear. This one has brakes on it. The rear ones have brakes. Okay, so the tires are good and well inflated. The brakes are good. Guys, use your imaginations. The struts are good, and all hydraulic lines and electric lines are all connected and good. And the door is also good. Half of the door is closed always and only opens when the gear is in transit. Okay, so this one is good, and we'll check inside the wheel well. Make sure that there's no animal hiding there that's gonna die in the cold in high altitudes, and there's none. It's clean and clear. Alright, that's that for the right side. Of course, all the antennas are good, and the Wi-Fi antenna right here, that's good. Alright. Now we look inside the engine intake. Make sure that there are no dents on the nacelle, and also that the blades are all good. Like I always say, unfortunately in the nights we don't have flashlights on the outside of the aircraft, only in the inside, so you gotta use your imaginations to imagine what's going on. So this is the exhaust, everything is good, and the thrust reverser is good. Alright, and also the APU intake is clean and clear of debris, and the exhaust also, and the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizers, they are all good, and the elevators and their trims are good. Roger and its trim are perfect. Alright, and the port engine, clean exhaust, clean and good intake, and fans, no damage, no dents anywhere, so that's good. And of course the baggage compartment's already been loaded and closed. This aircraft has a walk-in baggage compartment, and you can access it through the inside. You don't have to. So throughout the flight, you can, if you forgot your laptop, your iPad or something, you can just walk in the baggage compartment and grab it. Okay, so the port main landing gear is in good condition. Tires are fairly brand new. Rims are good. Brakes are in perfect conditions. The gear door is good, and the connection right here, that's good. The struts are good. Hydraulic and electric lines are all good. Okay, tires are adequately inflated. Now the wheel well is clean and clear. Alright. Okay, everything is in good, perfect condition. So step outside and look at the rear of the port wing. All control surfaces are in good condition. And the port navigation light's good. Leading edge is good. Fuel cap is secure. And the wing inspection light is on and working. Okay, and that concludes the walk around. Everything is in perfect condition, so the flight is a go. Alright, let's head back inside and set up our flight plan and get going. Alright, so before we do anything, let's look at the flight briefing. I always start it halfway, but I think going forward, I think it's good to do the flight briefing first so everybody's on the same page. Alright, let's bring up Volanta. Oh, and I haven't even loaded the flight plan. Okay, let's load that very quickly. Okay, here we go. And we are right here in front of the Signature Flight Support FBO. Okay, we are November 233 Charlie Lima, and we're flying the Charlie 700, which is the Cessna Citation Longitude. And our destination is Tampa International Airport. Our alternate is Miami International Airport. Okay, and I'm bringing up the flight briefing now. Okay. Our zero fuel weight is 25,014 pounds. That's all the weight of everything, the passengers, the weight of the plane, the weight of the luggage, minus the fuel, for those who don't know. And our payload, and that's everything, passengers and baggage. Total of 1,625 pounds, and we're going to be taking fuel. 9,770 pounds of fuel is what we need for the flight. We have a little more than that. Okay, and our takeoff, estimated takeoff weight is going to be 34,584 pounds. Flight time is estimated to be 2 hours and 42 minutes. That's just from takeoff to landing, not the taxi times are not included. We're going to be cruising at 43,000 feet, and the distance is 1,123 nautical miles. And this is our route. We're taking off of runway 33 left, and our departure, the SID standard instrument departure, is PATES 6. With the PATES transition, direct to Nelly, direct to Bizex, and we're going to take the Airway Quebec 75 to Teufel, direct to Banff, and our arrival, the STAR, standard terminal arrival, is going to be the Dades 1 RNAV arrival, and we're going to be landing on runway 01 left. Okay, so that's the route. The long journey, but very simple route because of the airway that we're taking has many waypoints in it. All right. And times. We're gonna be actually, before we do that, go back to OFP. Okay, so we talked about the fuel, but our reserve fuel is gonna be the final reserve plus alternate. That's gonna be 2,094 pounds. Okay, we'll have that in mind because we're gonna need to enter that in the FMS too. Okay, 2,094. All right, now weight we already talked about. Passengers, four VIPs. Cargo is 900 pounds and payload is 1,600. Zero fuel weight is approximated to 25,000. It's of course 25,014. Now, the maximum zero fuel weight is 26,000. So we are slightly below that, which is a good thing. Fuel for our configuration, we have 9.8, which is 9,800 approximately, and the maximum we can carry is 13,800. Okay, takeoff weight is 34,006, maximum is 38,006. Landing weight, it's not shown here, but we'll see it. Okay, it's here. Landing weight is 29,500, but maximum landing weight is 33,500. If we're way higher than this at landing, we would have to do something. Would have to choose between dumping fuel or going around and round until we burn enough fuel. All right. So, but that doesn't concern us today. All right. So this is where I'm gonna leave it, and quickly our flight profile. The vertical flight profile is here, right here. So we're traveling from east to west. So we're gonna take off, climb to 43,000 and land. It's very simple. There are no step climbs. All right. Bring this back up. And I'm gonna leave it right here because we're probably gonna need this. All right. Let's look at Navigraph. All right, the Navigraph, here's our route. And we are right here at Boston. And this is our departure, the Pates 6 departure. So Pates 6 RNAV departure. I believe this Pates stands for Patriots. I think in Boston, the SIDS and stars, I cannot say about the stars, but the SIDS are named, most of them, after our sports teams like the Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins. So you will see such names in our SIDS, which is beautiful. All right, so this this SID serves runways 4 right, 9er, 15 right, 15 right, 22 left and right, 27 and 33 left, which is what we are taking today. Okay, do not exceed 250 knots until passing Claw. Do not exceed 260 knots until passing Humo. Runways 15 right, 22 left and right. Do not exceed 210 knots until 520 feet. Okay. Does any of them concern us? I don't believe so. Oh, well, the first one, I think. So let's look at this. Where's Claw? All right, so here are those speed restrictions. None of it concerns us, but we have an altitude restriction. We have to cross Cowsey or Cozy or Cousy at 5,000 or above. I think that's the only altitude restriction we have. And we do not have any speed restrictions, so we're going to be climbing as quickly as possible and increasing speed as quickly as possible. All right. And we're going to be climbing direct to 43,000, even though there's a top altitude of 5,000. I think the initial altitude is 5,000. It's somewhere here. We'll find it. All right, let's see. Of course, we're in America, United States, so transition altitude is always 18,000, and transition level is flight level 180. All right, radar required for non-GPS equipped aircraft, so it doesn't concern us. We have GPS. All right, for turbojets only. Okay, departure heading. RNAV tracks and vectors are predicated on avoiding noise-sensitive areas. Flight crew awareness and compliance is important in minimizing noise impacts on surrounding communities. Okay, we know that already. So initial climb, we are going 33 left, so all these do not concern us. For us, climb on heading 330 to intercept course 314 to Tech, then on track 250 to cross Cozy at or above 5,000, then on depicted route to Pates. Okay, and of course routing, maintain 5,000, expect clearance to filed altitude or flight level within 10 minutes after departure. Okay, since we're not flying ATC, we're gonna simulate that. So we're gonna get our clearance before we get to 5,000, so that our climb is gonna be continuous. Okay. Looks like the runway we chose for landing just became very bad, so we're going to be changing that probably. We're going to keep an eye on this. So if it's too bad, we can choose alternate runways. It's still going to be the same star. All right, let's continue. So that's it for the SID. Basically, there isn't too much about it. All right, and of course Nelly is here and BizX is here, but this is not to scale. It's because it cannot fit on the paper. You can see where Nelly actually is and where BizX actually is. So the paper is not broad enough. That's why they put them here. All right. Yeah, I might sound like I'm over-explaining, but like I always say in my videos, I have people watching who do not understand these things. So let's accommodate them. I say this on every video because I know that's not everybody that watches every video of mine. So you probably haven't heard it before. And that's why I always repeat that. All right, let's continue. The main body of the flight plan is purple. Departure is magenta. Arrival is green. And approach is orange. Okay, so they're color coded. Now let's look at our arrival. It's the Dades 1 arrival with the Banff transition. Banff is over here. You can see that it's shown in the paper right here, and also it's not to scale. Always take note of this. So this is not really where it's located. That's why this dashed line is here, because they cannot fit it on the paper. As you can see, this is where it is. And Corey is here, Apo is here, and Edison is here. All right, so take note of that. Of course, we don't need to worry about that now because there are no speed or altitude restrictions attached to them. So all that is irrelevant now. Okay, but we have here, actually in this star, we only have 2 altitude and speed restrictions, and they are all the same. We have one at Borst, 5,000 exactly, and 210 knots exactly. Also just term, or whatever it's called, 5,000 exactly and 210 knots exactly. So from Borst to just term, we have to maintain 210 knots and we have to maintain 5,000 feet. Okay, and the way it's looking, we might not land at runway 1 left. We might have to change it to 19er left. I'm not going to change it yet, but if we do, then this is going to change too. It's going to stop somewhere here. We'll see, or somewhere here. I think it will stop at Lizard. Let me actually check that quickly. Runway 19er left. Actually, we might not even be able to. The crosswinds are 11 knots, so we will see. We might have to land on runway 28, but we'll see. We'll leave it the way it is until we get there. All right, so cancel that. Okay, so that's the star, and the approach, if we get to land on runway 19er, on runway 1 left, is going to be the Cat 2 ILS approach. So from just term, which we cross at 6,210 knots, we will descend to 2600 to cross Lagoo at 2600, and Selman is where we capture the glide slope, but of course, and also the localizer. Okay, and The localizer frequency is going to be 108.9er. It will already be selected for us when we enter the flight plan, and the course is 007 degrees. Okay, so that's that. We will talk about our taxi at destination when we are airborne. I'm not going to deal with that right now, but our taxi right here we will talk about after the engines are started. So let's bring us back to Boston here. I'm going to remove the chart. Alright, so leave this open. We're going to use it for our taxi briefing. Okay, so that's that. Let's enter everything in the FMS. I'm going to bring back Volanta, but minimized. Alright. So now we can start with the performance. I don't believe we have done that. So weight and fuel. The pilots are 340 pounds. Payload, we have 4 passengers and we have a cargo of 605 pounds. It brings us to 25,014 pounds, 0 fuel weight. Okay, for takeoff, we have to sink the fuel on board and we have 9,957. How much do we need? Let me take a quick look at that thing again. We need 9,770 pounds. We have 9,957. Okay, that's good. All right. For landing, we needed a reserve fuel. I already forgot what it was. Let me pull it up quickly. That is 2,094 pounds. So let's set that. $2,094. Okay. I'm not going to be doing any holds, so this is good the way it is. Get back out and go do the takeoff data. Oh no, not yet. Let's do the flight plan and then we'll do the takeoff data. Okay, so going to flight plan. Origin is, we can quickly search it. Will always be the first. Okay, Logan International, and our destination is Kilo Tango Papa Alpha. Oh, that was a mistake. Kilo Tango Papa Alpha. Okay, Tampa International. Next, we enter our procedures. Departure is going to be Pates 6 departure. You see what I told you about the departures. We have the Bruin 6, we have the Celtic 6, we have the Highland 6, we have Lobster 7. I don't know what that is. And we have the Pates 6. We have the Sox 6, that's the Red Sox. I don't know the Revs and the Wileys, but all these look like they're New England sports teams. Anyways, today we're taking the Pates 6. Okay, and we're departing runway 33 left, which is this one. And our transition is Pates. Okay, that's good. We can load that. And next is our arrival, and that's gonna be Dades 1. Dades 1 and Banff transition. And tentatively we're gonna be choosing runway 01 left, but let's be prepared to change that if things go awry with the weather. All right, I recently learned how to pronounce that word, awry. I used to call it Ari. Okay, that's by the way. Anybody know the spelling of this word? Let me see if a lot of people know it. I'm not gonna give the spellings. Just give me that spelling in the comment section. Alright. Okay. Let's continue. So this dates 1 Banff transition runway 01 left. Okay. Load that, and then our approach. Also, tentatively, we're gonna put the ILS runway 01 approach, and yes, vectors, and the minimums. What are the minimums? Let's see. Should be 100 radio. 150. What is this? Cat 1 or Cat 2? Cat 1. We're looking for the Cat 2. Alright, for Cat 2, minimums will be, I know you guys are not seeing it, I just don't wanna, I just don't think it's that it's that important. We will all see it together when the time is ripe. But for now, I'm just looking at it. So, I can't see the minimums though. Or is this the initial approach? Oh, I see it. 111 is the minimum. Okay, so minimums 111 barometric altitude. Enter that, and we can load it. Not approved for GPS. GPS guidance is for monitoring only. Load approach. Okay, that's because it's an ILS approach. All right. So let's look at the altitude restrictions. So these are the two that had 5,000 feet and 210 knots restrictions. That's good. Of course, this one is going to be with a descent of -3 degrees, and of course this is a level flight, so 0 degrees. All right, that's about the only altitude restriction we have. This one is a 5,000 or above, so all three of them are the only altitude restrictions that we have. All right, so done with the procedure. Now we can continue with the body of the flight plan. At page 6, we have a direct. 1 second. Okay, so page 6 to page direct to Nelly. So direct Nelly. Direct to BZEX or BIZEX. Okay. And from BIZEX, we're gonna do, oh no, not the direct, it's an airway. Quebec 75 to, let's see, to Teufel. In case you're wondering why I call it Teufel. That is, looks to me like the German translation of the word devil. But there should be an E right here. So I'm going to assume that that's what they mean. So, Teufel. And load the airway. So, direct Banff. Okay, I know that I'm not supposed to put this. I'm intentionally putting it so that you guys can see that this thing is foolproof. See, Banff is the beginning of the arrival. If I prior to the AAU1 update, if you put the Banff, it would duplicate them and then cause issues with your flight plan, which doesn't happen in real life. So this one is more akin to real life. It would not duplicate the Banff. So the flight plan is done. I can just click done and everything will be connected. Of course, we have a manual sequencing toward the end, which I am going to remove, but I'm leaving it for now just because we're not sure if we're going to retain that runway for landing. So we'll see how everything works towards the destination. Our transponder code, let's just assume we've been given 4523. Okay. Enter, and we are all set with the flight plan. The frequency for the ILS has already been provided through the flight plan. If we go to the procedure, you will see that it's already provided and will automatically switch. All right, that's good. So we don't really need to tune the radios, except if we were communicating with ATC, then we would need the COM radios, but the nav radios will tune automatically in this case, not in all cases. All right, so that's that with the flight plan. Now we can go back to the performance and complete it. We've done the weight and fuel. Now the takeoff data, we're taking off Boston Logan 33 left. The weather, we can load the METAR. Okay, wind is 344 degrees at 14 knots. We can load the RAT, so our weather is 7 degrees Celsius. Let's look at the METAR. Okay, O2. Okay, 2054 Zulu. Wind 330 at 14 knots, gusting 19 knots. Visibility 10 statute miles, clear. Okay. What is that? Oh, temperature 7, dew point -14, altimeter 2994. Okay, I don't understand. What's slippery? Alright, I don't understand everything yet, so we're gonna leave it at that and pretend that we understand it. How about that? The most important thing that we need is that it's going to be 344 at 14 knots. Runway surface is dry. I mean, I'm supposed to change this to wet if it's wet, but I don't believe it's wet. Actually, I think it would adjust when I clicked to load the weather. So this is good. All right, runway length is 10,081 feet. That's much more than we need. Elevation is 16 feet. Okay, so takeoff config, we have enough runway to take off with flaps 1, so that's what we're going to use. Anti-ice off, thrust reversers stowed, takeoff factor 1, rolling takeoff no, and takeoff data, that's 117 V1, VR 119, V2 134, and VFT 0185. We're going to accept those. And take note of the flag right here, check flaps. That's because we don't have the flaps selected. Whatever flap setting we have chosen here, we have to have that selected for this, for the speeds to be displayed on the PFD. Otherwise, it will not. See how we have check flaps here? And right here we have dashes. That's because we don't have the correct flaps. As soon as we have the correct one, the speeds are going to display. All right, just for the benefit of those who don't know this. All right, so flight plan is done. Going back to synoptics. I'm going to bring back the bleed air. Okay, because we're going to need it to know when the APU is fully running. Alright, so let's not forget the initial altitude, which is 5,000. Okay, and runway heading of 130. Sorry, 330. Okay. And of course, we have altimeter 2909er. Is it 2909 Let's look at that meter again. Two 90904. Okay. Okay. All right, so everything is fine here. Now we can start the APU. And monitor the RPM right here. This is the only APU indication that this aircraft has, apart from the synoptics, so probably the APU is not as complicated as in airliners or something. Okay, we have 100% RPM in about 40 to 45 seconds. The bleed air will start working. You can see that right now it's still on recirculating fan. So give it a few seconds and the bleed air will start. And we're gonna have air conditioning available. All right, there we go. Now, without this happening, we cannot start the engine because this bleed air is what we need to start the engines. Okay, you can see that before that bleed air started, this was in 0, but right now we have 32 psi available to start the engine. To start the engines. Okay, so with the APU running, I don't think anything has changed in the hydraulics yet. Yeah, all these do not have hydraulics supplied. Okay, even though we have enough pressure for the brakes, we don't have for these other things. Okay. All right. Now we can do the cockpit items checklist. Looks like I'm having some stutters. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so cockpit items checklist. Circuit breakers are in, standby power on, batteries both are on, and volts I have checked, and amps. CAS messages checked, oxygen system checked, hydraulic data checked, APU started, APU generators on automatically. External power, we're gonna disconnect that soon. Cockpit controls, we'll check that when the engines are running. Fuel and center of gravity checked. Lights, all required lights are on. Autopilot, we're gonna engage and disengage. Before we do that, let's turn off the APU. Oh, before I do that, now take a look at the electricals. Now that you have the APU, of course the APU supplies the left bus and the external power supplies the right bus. You can see that this is isolated and the bus tie is open, so each of them is isolated. But as soon as I turn off the external power, the bus tie is going to close again automatically because it's going to depend on the APU for power, or the APU generator. Alright, let's stop the APU. Okay, you can see that the bus tie has closed. Okay, so we're gonna turn on the autopilot. Autopilot on and off.
Autopilot.
Okay, so that works. What did I do? I turned off the APU. My goodness, what's wrong with me? I was supposed to turn off the external power. Alright, turn the APU back on. Oh my goodness. What a mistake. Alright, waiting for the bleed air to start. And while I wait, I can turn off the external power. That's what I needed to turn off that time, because it's already on. And alright, there we go with the bleed air again. We have our air conditioning is back. Alright, so everything is good with the cockpit items checklist. So cockpit items checklist complete. Before start checklist. Parking brake set. CAS messages checked. Before start checklist complete. We're gonna begin with the right engine. So like I said, we have 32 psi available for engine start. So we're gonna start, and of course the air conditioning is gonna automatically turn off or lower to give us enough air for engine start. So push the run. Oh my gosh, my track IR needs some kind of punishment. Alright, run and close the cover and then start. You can hear the air conditioning going down. Alright, N2 is rising. ITT temperature rising, N1 rising, oil pressure and temperature rising. Fuel flow is gonna come on now. Okay, that's fuel flow. And ignition coming off. Good. Start valve closed. Good engine start. Stabilizing. Stabilized. Okay, that's a good engine. We'll start the left one. Same way. Open the guard. Push to run. Close and push start. And monitor it again. N2 rising. ITT temperature rising, oil pressure and oil temperature rising, N1 rising, ignition's on, of course, fuel coming now. Okay, fuel flow. Okay, and ignition's gonna come off now. Start valve closed, waiting for stabilization. Stabilized. Okay. Good. Alright, two good engines, and you can see that the engines have taken over the bleed air supply. So we can safely turn off the APU. So APU coming off. We leave the generators. We don't touch the APU generators. We leave them on all the time so that whenever they know when to turn themselves on and turn themselves off. It's that automatic. Okay, so at 0 RPM on the APU, the bleed air will stop. There we go. So everything is now resting on the engines and the generators. If you look at the electricals right now, you can see the APU is off, the external power is off. You can see that they're not connected. Now each engine generator is powering the specific bus. You can see that this is isolated from this. They're usually connected with the bus tie, and that's not happening. All right. And that's the way it is meant to be. And you can see that the light is blue. When the light is yellow, it's an abnormal situation. All right, now that the engines are started, we can go to flight controls, actually hydraulics first. You can see that now the hydraulics are connected. Everything is now being hydraulic. Everything now has a hydraulic supply. The rudder, the thrust reversers, the spoilers, and the brakes. Okay. All right. So, and of course, if you look at our fuel, you see that the right tank is usually a little smaller than the left one because it was the right one that was supplying the APU. Okay, so flight controls. We can now check the flight controls. Before everything started, we could only check the brakes. They were the only things that had hydraulic supply, but now everything does. So, checking the brakes, 3000 psi on each of them. That's good. And brake temperature, we can see that they are in the greens, 7 degrees Celsius, which is good. Now, elevator up, down, neutral, ailerons left, right, neutral, rudder left, right, neutral, spoilers fully deploy, fully retract, okay, and flaps fully deploy. And fully retract. Excuse me. All right. So everything is working as intended. We can now select flaps 1 and watch that speed stuff. Okay, because flaps 1 was the flaps we chose for takeoff, the speeds are displayed when we select flaps 1. Alright, so everything in the PFD has been set except 2 things. Oh, yes, 2 things. Well, not just 2 things, but everything is already set. We are no-go for takeoff still because the parking brake is on, so we know that. Now we can push toga. Okay. And also we can arm the auto throttle. Right there, and also arm VNAV right there. Okay, now we're going to be climbing with vertical speed 4,000 all the way to 10,000, and then we're going to switch it to flight level change. Okay, and of course they're all going to couple with VNAV and give us the right climbing, you know, respecting the altitude restrictions if there are any. All right, so we are good to go. Next we set our trims. Let me just fix the track IR once and for all. This thing is getting on my last nerve. My track IR is more than 5 years old. more than up to 10 years old, I believe. So it's aging. All right, I think we are good to go. And what time is it now? We're supposed to leave at 10:00 Zulu, so we have 4 minutes to go. Okay. Now we set the trim. That was the last thing that we needed to set. We're gonna set it at 4.0 probably. Okay, I think 4.0 is good. And everything here is good. We're gonna check our pre-flights one more time. Make sure that everything is good, and you can see that everything right now is good. The only things that are pending, spoilers, tail de-ice, and wing, all these things that are optional. Okay? Alright. Of course, the probe heat is on norm. It's gonna turn itself on as soon as we're airborne. Alright. And the summary, everything is also good. There's a bug here. This is supposed to say on, and it's actually on. It's just that there's a bug with the PFD. If I display it on the MFD, it's gonna show the right detail. It's gonna show on. I'm not gonna do that now. You have to take my word for it. Actually, look at the bottom. You can see that the anti-collision light is on. You can see it flashing. So alright, so everything is set. I'm gonna set the maps accordingly. I'm gonna be using this for taxiing. Oh, we need to discuss our taxi route. Okay, so that's coming up. Oh, this thing has been open all this while. Oh my gosh. You guys forgive me. I hope I wasn't blocking too many things. Okay, let's bring up Navigraph just for a second, and I hope I remember to remove it. Oh no, 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 don't do that. Come back here. Okay, so we are here at the signature flight support. We're gonna be taxiing. We're gonna be making a left turn, getting on this, what is this? Alpha? Oh, doesn't look like it has a name. Alright, but we're gonna get on this side of the taxiway and get on Lima and on Bravo. Okay, this is Alpha. So we're gonna go Alpha, Lima, Bravo. Okay. And stay on Bravo until Charlie. Where's Charlie? Charlie. Hi, Charlie. How are you? Yeah. So we're gonna do Alpha, Lima, Bravo, Charlie. And we stay on Charlie all the way to runway 33 left. And of course, we're going to be crossing 3 runways, so take note of that. So on Charlie from Bravo right here, we're going to cross runway 04 left and cross runway 04 right. And then we'll cross runway 27. All right, so once again, it's going to be Alpha, Lima, Bravo, Charlie. Alpha, Lima, Bravo, Charlie. That's our taxi route. Okay, and of course the runway, the winds on the runway changing, so looks like we're gonna be maintaining that runway for landing. All right, so that's that for our taxi route. Just quickly look at it on Volanta. And don't worry, we have 20 minutes for taxi, and there's no way we're going to be taxiing for 20 minutes, so we have enough time. So here we are. I think it's actually depicted better here. We're going to be getting on Alpha, and then on Lima, and then Bravo. Take Bravo all the way to Charlie right here. Cross the first runway. Cross the second runway, actually cross the first runway here and cross the second one and then cross the third one and line up. Okay, all right, so that's it for the taxi briefing. Bring this back here so we don't forget. All right, now before taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist, flight controls free and correct, APU off, takeoff data input and V-speeds displayed, flight instruments set, altimeters checked, trims checked, taxi lights coming on and parking brakes coming off. All right, taxi light on, parking brake off. All right. Before taxi checklist complete. So we're going to be going in that direction. We can reduce the intensity on this floodlight. I don't like to put it completely off because it's a very dark cockpit for some reason. So we'll leave it that way. And we can start going. Unfortunately, the sunrise is going to be behind us, so we might just get a glimpse of it because we're going to be going westward. It would have been good if we were going to be going east in easterly direction. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury, so the moon was good enough. All right. Now, this Boston airport is undergoing some kind of renovation. Well, not renovation, but remodeling. And it's going to look more beautiful very soon. I hope. Let's stop here for a second before we make before we make a mistake. I think we need to take this. I think this is Lima. I don't. Yep, I see the sign. It's Lima. So, take a left. All right, and this right here should be Bravo. Okay, that's Bravo. We'll stay on Bravo until we get to Charlie. Okay. And this right here is Zulu. Just pause for 1 second. I forgot to start the replay. So let's start it. All right, let's continue. I would have loved to start it before the taxi, but there's nothing we can do. We'll try to stay under 20 knots. Okay, that's Foxtrot. And that's Charlie coming up. So we're gonna make a left. We can turn on the landing lights and the strobes because we're gonna be crossing the runway. We've been cleared to cross the two runways. So left is clear and right is clear on runway 04 left. Let's try to stay on the center line. Okay, left is clear, right is clear. Crossing runway 04 right. Okay, we need to maintain to keep on Charlie because that one over there was Delta. Almost missed it. Okay, and here comes the next runway. Okay, left is clear and right is clear. Okay, we can turn the lights back off. Okay. Now we just turn on those lights to make ourselves as visible as possible and to let everybody know that we are crossing the runway so that they can see us, especially the strobes. Right, we're gonna slow down here. And we're gonna line up. Sorry, we're gonna hold short of runway 33 left. Okay, stop here for a second and get ourselves ready for takeoff. So let's bring up the timers. We're gonna need them. And anything else? Already set the transponder. All right, we are good. Okay, what time is it now? 10:11. We're supposed to take off 10:20 Zulu. All right, we are cleared to line up and wait. Now, before takeoff checklist, that will be pre-flight page. Let's quickly check that. I believe everything is good, but let's just check it. Pre-flight, now everything is good. Okay. Everything is in the green. All right. Okay, pre-flight page checked, brakes we checked while we were taxiing, runway heading selected, flaps set for takeoff, ice protection as required, weather radar as required, crew briefing complete. Okay, cleared to line up and wait. So landing lights on, taxi lights off, just to let us know that we haven't been cleared for takeoff. All right, just been cleared to line up. Remember that that line is an exit line, so you don't have to follow it. Now I would line up at the very beginning, but we have more than enough runway, so no need for that. Oops. Okay, we are 3:30. All right. Now final checks. And everything is in order. I'm just gonna darken my displays just a tad. We'll brighten them up again as the day brightens up. Right now they're a little too bright. So just darken them a tad. Okay, I think that's good. And this one, my track IR, man, it has a mind of its own. All right, that should be good enough for now. Okay, we've been cleared for takeoff. Taxi lights on. And timer start. Okay. I'm gonna set this to FMS. And, oh shoot, stop the timer. And reset it. Let's configure this. Also turn off that light. Okay, we'll turn it back on soon. Now let's configure this map. I forgot to do that. Okay, that should be good enough. And this one farther away. Okay. Alright, so you can see that I have changed this to FMS just so I can connect with the route as soon as possible. Alright, and that's our V-speed. Everything is the way it should be. Alright, finally. Let's turn on the taxi lights on and start the timer. Okay. Now, hold the brakes and increase power to 40%-ish. And it is stable. Full power. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. V1, rotate. Okay. A positive rate, gear up. Know why it doesn't want to announce it yet. And flaps up. Autopilot. Okay, we're gonna be climbing at 4,000. Okay, and we're cleared direct to 43,000, so we're gonna continue climbing. And say goodbye to Boston. Okay, coming up on 10,000, going flight level change and landing lights off. I'm gonna leave the pulse on and I'm gonna leave the seat belts on until we're cruising. I'm also gonna switch to standard altimeter since we're climbing direct to our cruising altitude. Okay, 18,000. Coming off the pulse. Alright, so far, let's see how we did on our takeoff as we're still climbing. Bringing up Volanta here. So we were parked here. We came out, don't mind this is an error. Came out here, got onto Bravo, and got onto Charlie, crossed the two runways. And crossed the third one, and lined up. And that was a nice takeoff. And we'll continue the climb very nicely. And here we are, still climbing. Okay, so that's that. That was a good takeoff performance, if you ask me. This was at 10,000 when we got onto flight level change. That's that steep climb right there. Okay, I'll see you guys at the top of climb. Hang tight, don't go anywhere. Alright guys, we have been cruising for just a little while. I got engaged in something and was not able to come back to the camera, to the recording. So, well, you haven't missed anything. It's just cruising. And we have 2 hours. So we've been cruising for like 7 minutes now. Alright, so I don't believe we did the climb checklist, so I'm gonna quickly do it even though we're cruising. We don't have any cruise checklist, and the climb checklist is just landing gear. Oh, did we do this? I think we did, but just in case we didn't, I was landing gear up, flaps up above V2 plus 20, and VS mode was 4,000 feet per minute until 10,000, and we switched to flight level change. APU, we didn't need it. 10,000 feet, lights were off, and that's where we engaged FLC. Alright, flight level 180, we already switched to standard altimeter before we got to flight level 180. So we have standard altimeter, and right now, since we have come to the cruising altitude, I'm gonna turn off the passenger signs so they can walk around. I'm gonna leave the passenger safety on, but seat belts are off so everybody can walk around and do their business as they wish. Alright, so for the next 2 hours we're gonna be cruising, and not gonna bore you with that. It's all plain land, so there's no sightseeing until we start descending. Alright, so I'll see you guys at just shortly before top of descent so that we can plan the descent and arrival together. So, one final shot of the aircraft in cruise, and we're gonna see you guys again at, oh, look at that gorgeous sunlight. Alright guys, hang tight. We'll be back. Hey guys, we are still about 40 minutes plus to our top of descent. Let me make sure. Oh, okay, we're 38 minutes and change to our top of descent. Now, I forgot to point something out during the cruise. Remember, we said we were going to cruise at Mach 0.83, and of course I set that up, but I didn't show it in the camera, just in case anybody was wondering. Here's how we set that up. So on the VNAV profile, okay, that was our climb profile, and this was our cruise profile. It's usually at Mach 0.84, but I made it Mach 0.83 with the pilot defined cruise, because Mach 0.84 it rests on the borderline between the barber pole around here, so you're constantly getting red flags, and of course these are expected and normal, but I just it's just distracting, so that's the only reason why we're cruising at Mach 0.83. All right, I just wanted to point that out. Okay, see you guys at top of descent. All right, guys, we are a little over 20 minutes before top of descent, so let's start setting up for our landing. We are going to be descending in roughly 23 minutes. So the earlier the better. So first things first, we are going to our performance. Okay, we're landing at Tampa, runway 01 left. We're gonna be landing on that runway 01 left. I think the conditions at the wind conditions will permit us to land there, so we're not gonna be changing it. All right. So let's load the weather. 306 at 6 knots. Okay. And it's gonna be 30.04 inches of mercury. Okay. 300 at 6 knots, 10 statute miles, few clouds at 190, scattered at 300. Temperature 26, dew point 20, altimeter 3004. And all these I don't understand yet. I'm getting there, guys. But I understand the most important. So 3004, we'll be setting that soon. Runway available is 11,043 feet. We need that's much more than enough. Okay, and landing config, we're going to be landing at full flaps, anti-ice off, thrust reversers stowed, but auto landing factor 1, auto throttle on. Okay, and landing data, we can accept that. It's going to be 119er knots for VREF and 131 for VAP. All right, so that's landing configuration done. We'll take a look at it when we get closer. Now, we're still too far, so let's cross-check our charts and see what's ahead of us. I'll bring up Navigraph. Okay. Wow, and the winds just changed. Beautiful, beautiful. That is awesome. So absolutely nothing to worry about. All right, let's look at this. Just checking our approach again. We're going to be coming from Banff, and we only have 2 speed and altitude restrictions at Borst and at Justerm, 210 and 5,000. So that's good with our star. Nothing more to worry about. Let's look at our approach, and that's gonna be the ILS runway 1 left, category 2 and 3. So we're gonna be doing category 2 because we're capable. So from Justerm, we're gonna descend to Lagoo. I'm gonna remove the manual sequencing so that it will be automatic, kind of. Yeah, so we're gonna descend to cross Lagoo at 2600, and that's where we capture our glide slope. After Lagoo at Selwyn, or Selman, we'll capture our glide slope and our localizer. The descent, the glide slope is the standard 3-degree glide slope, so that's fine. Our missed approach altitude is gonna be 3,000. Okay, so missed approach climb to 500, then climbing left turn to 3,000, direct St. Petersburg VOR and hold. Continue climbing, hold to 3,000. So if you get to St. Petersburg VOR and you're not yet at 3,000, continue in a holding pattern until you get to 3,000, and that's the holding pattern right here. Okay, that wouldn't be a problem for an aircraft like ours because we climb like rockets. All right. Transition level, flight level 180, transition altitude 18,000. That's always the case. Okay, VGSI angle is 3. Okay, VGSI and visual glide slope indicator and ILS glide path are not coincident. You need to have that at the back of your mind because you might be on the correct glide slope and the PAPIs would not show too white and too red. So don't think that you are doing something wrong because they're not coincident. Okay? All right. And we already set our minimums. Just gonna be 111. Okay, for category 2. For category 3 there are no minimums, but our aircraft is not category 3 authorized. That would be an aircraft probably like the 737 NGs that are auto land capable. Okay, so everything is good so far. Is there any other thing that we need to do? Okay, we have 16 minutes to go. Let's deal with the flight plan. I don't know why this is still open. I thought I closed it. Okay, this manual sequencing. Let's display the flight plan on the map. That way we can visualize our whatever corrections we're making. Okay, the manual sequencing. Let's take a look at it. Alright, and that connects us to Lagoo, so let me delete that. I remove that. Okay. Probably shouldn't have removed it. So I'm gonna put it back. I hope we're not inside our star yet, but let me make sure. Because if we are, then that's gonna be a little... Okay, we're not. Alright, let me quickly do the star again. Procedure. Gates 1, Banff. Okay. So let's do it again. Load. Alright. So we should be getting back to... What the heck? Oh my gosh. procedure. Approach vectors, load. Yes. All right. So let me see what happened here. Yeah, we should not have done that. My goodness. Where are we? Looks like we done messed everything up. Okay, so let's put it on BAMF. Let's activate leg to the waypoint. Yes. Okay, we're gonna correct again. Yeah, I shouldn't have messed with it in the first place, but that's fine. We're correcting, and that's what matters. I removed the wrong thing. And you know what? I'm gonna put it on heading for now. Heading. And we can try to capture the magenta line again. Do we still have oh, the top of descent thingy has disappeared. Oh my goodness. Oh, probably it really hasn't disappeared. I think what's going on is because we're in heading mode. We can arm the FMS, so it will capture it. No need to worry. We'll fix it. Okay, we should be able to capture it soon. All right. We captured the line again. Let's see. And we have 9 minutes to top of descent. So that was the problem because we went to heading mode. Good. We learn every day. All right, so let's just cross-examine everything here and make sure that we're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna leave that to play out, and then we can do a direct to Lagu. Oops, sorry, I didn't know, I didn't pause my track IR. I don't know why they made track IR to be, you know, even if they wanted it to work outside, they should have a different pause button for the outside track IR and the inside, or they should make us able to disable track IR for outside cameras. Some flight sims are like that. Okay, let's hope we have good frames. Just taking a couple of screenshots here. Some of these screenshots are irresistible. Alright, how far are we? Okay, about 6 more minutes. I'm gonna set our descent. I'm gonna set 5,000. Okay. Actually, I should probably set it to the lowest altitude. Let's get back here. And that is 2,600. Alright, so I'm gonna set it to 2,600. It's gonna be a continuous descent. That's why I'm not gonna harden this. We're only gonna fly level between the two 5,000 points. Okay. So let's just set this to 2,600. 4, 3, 26. Okay. Sometimes I lean in and this is big enough and I forget that I leaned in and I tried to, I think I zoomed in. When I press to zoom out, it zooms in even further. This is so clear, man. Nice job working title. I remember when this kind of avionics was like a pipe dream. Now everybody's taking it for granted. If you watch my first video, the one from, if you look at my channel, there's a video from Paderborn, Lippstadt to Vienna. Compare that avionics to this one, and you will see how far we have come. That's amazing, and I will never forget that. Otherwise, you will not appreciate what you have with the aircraft and avionics updates. Just needed to say that. Alright, top of descent is 3 minutes and 40 seconds away. And we are ready. Hopefully sometime in the future we'll get a cabin, because this aircraft is too good to not have a cabin. I'm just gonna quickly go through the pre-flight pages and well, we don't really need these. These are all already obvious. Probably not gonna need anti-ice. None of those. Basically the pre-flight engine shut. Okay, all these are for when we shut down the engine. But the summary is good. Okay. Alright, everything is good. I'm gonna keep the performance pages open so we can refer to it as needed. And right here is our top of descent, just right here. Coming up real fast. And that will be after Curry. And we are just passing Curry. So it's going to be before Capo. Between Curry and Capo. And we have how many minutes more? 1.5 minutes. So the VNAV deviation symbology is gonna appear soon. And we haven't set the local altimeter. We're gonna set that. I think it was 299. Was it 3004 or something? All right, that's the VNAV thingy. It's gonna we're gonna get there in about 1 minute. Let me quickly check our landing information. Weather, okay, 3004. I was correct. All right, so let's set that. 3004. And set that here too. I wish there was a way we could combine them both. We could set them both at the same time. All right, here comes the descent. There we go. And speed is reducing from Mach 0.83 to Mach 0.80. And do we have anything for bottom of descent? Okay, bottom of descent in 14 minutes. Okay. We've been flying for 2 hours and 22 minutes, almost 2 hours and 23 minutes. I'll take a couple more screenshots. Okay, I'll also cut this here and see you guys prior to 18,000. Just to make... Oh my gosh. What the heck? Oh my goodness, guys, I'm sorry. Oh boy, I was gonna cut this video here, but I'm not gonna do that anymore because you guys have not been watching anything. I don't even think you saw the descent. I am so sorry. That's what happens when you have only one screen. But anyways, what I did after I checked the after the charts, what I did was set the altitude for descent, which was 2600, and then I set the... I don't know when I fumbled with the flight plan and we deviated a little bit. I don't know if that thing was covered or not, but that's what we did. We tried to remove the manual sequencing and then it went awry. That word again. And we corrected it. So we got back on the route. I don't know if you saw that or if that Navigraph idiocy covered it. But anyways, that's what was going on. So you haven't missed anything much. I might even cut it off if I can. I don't have any editing software right now, so my videos are usually raw, but I might edit it on YouTube itself. We'll see. Whatever happens, you haven't missed anything. Thank God I saw this before the actual, you know, interesting parts like the approach and landing. Yeah, and I took screenshots, so those screenshots, you will see them later. Alright, so far, let's see where we are. What altitude are we in? Alright, we are 24,000 and I'm gonna switch to the local altimeter, since the descent is a continuous one. So local altimeter. All right. And let's take a look at Volanta real quick, and I'm gonna remember to close this one. So we've started our descent very nicely and continuous. And if you look at this, you can see that we are descending now. This is the deviation I was talking about. I messed with the flight plan and it wanted to, you know, turn me in circles, but we corrected it. So that's this thing that you're seeing here. And these are the screenshots that I took. So actually started here. That's that one. Beautiful. That's not mine. Not mine. And this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. We're gonna look at them later after we landed. But we are nicely descending, as you can see here. All right, let me remove this very quickly before I forget, like I did a few minutes ago. All right, let's pay attention. We're 19,000, okay. Okay, time now is 12:46 Zulu. Flight level 180, 18,000 actually. So I'm going to turn on the Hall's lights. And at 10,000, I'll turn on the seat belts and the landing lights. Okay, everything is happening nice. Okay, we're approaching dates. Okay, crossing toward Lizard. Lizard. Okay, and these are all, it's gonna be 5,000. Well, that's our next, that's our only restriction, 5,210. So it's decreasing nicely, and we are on glide on the VNAV path. I think we can increase the brightness of these things. Yep. Okay, speed decreasing to 250 knots in preparation for 10,000 feet. I wonder what keeps making that sound. I always get that sound. I haven't been able to figure out what it is. Don't worry, I will not forget to remove it, just to show you guys where we are. Okay. I'll remove this as soon as I'm done. Okay, approaching Lizard. We're gonna do a vectoring right here. Okay. And we did not talk about our parking spot, so let's quickly rehearse that. Looking at the airport. So we're going to be approaching through this runway, and we're going to be departing as quickly as possible. Depending on where we depart, we're going to... Anyway, let's leave it alone for now. Turn this thing off. We'll talk about that after we have landed. Okay, descent checklist. Not yet. 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. And seat belt signs on. And that's the airport in front of us. Right there. I'm gonna hold on to the 250 until we get closer. Or I'm gonna let the FMS handle the speed, command the 210 knots. Alright, so far so good. And just a quick check to make sure that we have the frequency. Oh, no, wrong. Landing data. Okay, landing data is still good. And procedure. Okay. And our approach, yeah, we have it. Alright, everything is good. Okay, reducing to 210. Oh, I'm supposed to go flaps 1. Oh no. It goes to 200 if I do that. So far, so good. Okay, we did not do the descent checklist, so we're gonna do them. Descent checklist, altitude selector set, VNAV as required, arrival weather data checked and input, and landing speeds. At 18,000, altimeters were set, 10,000 lights and passenger signs on, APU not required. Okay, approach, landing data confirm, eyes protection as required, exterior lights on, flight instruments checked and set. Crew briefing complete. Approach briefing complete. Okay, we're still doing good. Alright, after crossing just term, we're going flaps 1. And we can activate the next waypoint, which is Lagu. Okay, direct to Lagu. Okay, so far so good. I can see the ghost localizer right here. How are we on frames? Okay, frames look good. Okay, I'll do a final check. Oh dear. Do a final check on the performance. Okay, 2004. Everything is still remaining consistent. Okay, and landing data. Okay, good thing I checked this. I guess it got messed up when I did that thing with the flight plan. All right, we've captured the localizer. Flaps 2. And gear down. Okay, almost missed the glide slope right there. And final flaps. And missed approach altitude is 3,000. All right, missed approach altitude set. Before landing checklist. Landing gear down, flaps full, exterior lights on, speed brakes retracted, CAS messages checked and set, airspeed VREF. Before landing checklist complete. Okay, I'm gonna increase the speed here just a tad. Okay, we'll go to VREF when we get closer to the fencing. So how much speed do we have? 4 knot crosswind, that's nothing. Okay, approach is 128, VREF is 116. Alright, I think we should be good. And cleared to land, so taxi lights on. Alright, we're stabilized for landing. So you see what I was talking about? We're on glide slope. We're on the glide slope, yet the PAPI shows 1 red. That's because they're not coincident. If we were doing a visual approach, we would focus on the PAPI, but because it's a precision approach, we couldn't care less. All right. Can go to VREF right now.
200.
Okay. Autopilot coming off. 50, 40, 30,
50.
20, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5. Come on. Wow, what's with the lag? Okay, we're gonna take this exit. Let's stop here for a second and gauge where we're going. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. First of all, oh shoot, I did not stop the time. Alright, stop the time. We can take off a couple of... can take off 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, let's stop here for a sec. And landing lights off and strobes off. Alright, we are here and we're going all the way to here, so we're gonna go Whiskey Juliet So Whiskey Juliet Delta. Whiskey Juliet Delta Fox 1. Oh, Fox 2. Whiskey Juliet Delta Fox 2 or Fox 1. Okay. Whiskey Juliet Delta Fox 201. Alright. Okay, I don't want to see our landing rate until we park. So let's remove this for now. But it's Whiskey Juliet Delta Fox 1. Alright, let's go. So where are the... Those things are hard to read. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, that's Victor. We're looking for Juliet. That's Juliet right here. There is a huge lag with this airport for some reason. Probably needs optimization. Because I have 60 frames per second and it's still lagging. And I can't even turn. That's Lima. And that's Charlie. Wow, are we sure we're going in the right direction? Let's pause here for a second. Okay, I think we are. Yes, we are. Immediately after we cross the runway, we are gonna make a right on Delta. Okay. Alright, keep going. That's the runway. So landing lights on, strobes on. Left is clear. And right is clear. Okay. So immediately after the runway should be Delta. Ah, the lag is a lot. Is that Delta? No, that's Echo. Hold on, that's Delta. What am I doing? Alright, it's okay, let's stay on Echo. I think it will get us there. The signs are too far away and my eyesight is not the best. Are we going that fast that the tiller is not turning? Of course we're not, so what's going on? Okay, we're crossing this other runway too. Runway 28. And left is clear. Right is clear. Wow, look at the lag. That lag is atrocious. Stop here for a sec and turn off the lights. And strobe. And turn on the APU. Okay, we can also raise the flaps. Clean up. And after landing checklist. Thrust reversers stowed, flaps retracted, timer stop when clear of runway, we did that. Ice protection as required, exterior lights as required, APUs on. After landing checklist complete. Let's continue going and we're gonna park under that tent. I wanted to approach it from the other side because I was gonna enter this general aviation area from the other side. For some reason the tiller is not working. You know what? Let's get in here. Okay, it's lagging so much I can't even control the steering. That's too bad. That's really too bad. I don't know what's causing that. We have enough. Even at 30 frames we shouldn't be lagging that much. But anyways, I hope I did not click it. Oh, did I clip into that wall? Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't. Alright, that would have been sacrilegious. That would have been unforgivable. But we'll park there. Our VIPs are very close to the entrance, so they can just walk in. And guys, welcome to Tampa. Turn off the taxi light. And we can turn off the left engine. And the right engine. And of course we have ground power, so we're gonna be turning off the APU too. Alright, RPM is down, so it's safe to disembark. Okay. Okay, we can also turn off the APU. Okay. And continuing to shut down. Disconnect ground power. Now the passengers are exited the aircraft. Battery 2 and 1. And standby power off. All right, everything is off. We can check how we did on Volanta. Okay, landing rate was 73.55. That's cool. But where did we touch down? That's another important aspect. Oh, just immediately after the main touchdown bars. And we touched down, looks like we touched down slightly to the left. All right, the thing was lagging so much. Yeah, so I made a mistake here. I was supposed to take the delta and go all the way down and get in through here, but that's fine. Even right here, I could have continued straight on Foxtrot, but that's okay. It's an airport that I'm not very familiar with, so I did pretty well. All right, so that's that, and you can hang in there for the replays that are coming shortly. Flight time was 2 hours and 49 minutes. I didn't even check the clock that I stopped, but I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna believe that this is correct. Block time was 3 hours and 16 minutes. If I look at the predictions, let's see how close we matched it. So the block time was supposed to be, where do I find it? Block time was supposed to be 3 hours and 22 minutes. It was 3 hours and 16. Okay. And flight time was supposed to be 2 hours and 42 minutes. It was 2 hours and 49. Okay, so we were 7 minutes late, but that's also because of the deviation that we had to correct. All those played into it. But total time, we were early, even though the flight time was a little late. The overall block time, we arrived earlier than scheduled, so that's a good thing. All right, so that's let's call this a debrief. And looking at our descent and approach, almost forgot that. You can see that our descent and approach were just smooth. The descent was not steep. It was a nice gradual descent, except right here that we leveled at 5,000. Everything was continuous. So the leveling at 5,000 is so small you cannot even notice it. It's just this notch right here. And that's from right here to right here. All right, so that's that for the flight, and I'll see you in the replays.
150. 250, 100. 150. 500. 200. 100. 50. 200. 100. 50. 100. 50. 100. 50.
'No takeoff. No takeoff.'
100. 50.
'No takeoff. No takeoff. No takeoff.'
Well, first of all, the aircraft crashed during the replay. The sim crashed. It said that was stress to the aircraft. I guess I put for that replay you have to put the crash to not be detected. You have to make it to not detect crashes, which I did. I didn't know that I had to make it to not detect stress either, because of course we flew the aircraft well, so I don't know where the stress came from. Maybe too many landings in the replay or whatever. So it crashed and sent us to the very beginning, and there's no need repeating everything. I believe you have seen enough of the replays, so I'm gonna stop the sim here, And I hope you enjoyed it. Like it if you like it, and subscribe to my channel and ask whatever questions you want to ask, and I will try my best to answer it to the best of my ability. All right, guys, it's been a long one here. This is DeBarkis signing off. See y'all.